Just ahead on CTV News.
What began as an ordinary morning soon became a day the world would never forget. I'm Noel James, and just ahead, remembering the 9/11 attacks 24 years later.
Plus, the White House responds to the Dakara Thompson murder, and
the office of the Maryland's Attorney General wins big for renters living in an apartment complex in the county known to have unlivable conditions. I'm Katara Jones. I'll tell you more about that major settlement coming up on CTV News.
These stories and more on CTV News, starting now.
Good evening. This is CTV News for September 11th. I'm Jonathan Hunter.
And I'm Michaela Newton. Thanks so much for joining us. Well, today is a day none of us will ever forget.
Americans around the world pause to remember the terrorist attacks that happened at the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. CTV's Noel James has details on the remembrance.
If you asked anyone older than 25 about September the 11th, 2001, they'll be able to tell you in detail what they were doing, what they had for breakfast, what they were wearing, and even how the air felt. Today, the country pauses to memorialize the lives of those lost in the worst terrorist attack on American soil. It's also a reminder of American unity and resolve in the face of attack. On that fateful day, Americans watched in horror as 4 planes headed to different destinations were hijacked mid-air. Flight 77 from Dulles crashed into the Pentagon in Arlington. Flight 11 crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center in Lower Manhattan. Flight 175 crashed into the South Tower. And the last hijacked plane, Flight 93, crashed in a field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania. 2,977 people lost their lives that day and almost 6,000 injured. And the impact was also felt right here at home. 25 Prince Georgians were killed in the attacks. Their lives are forever honored at the Bladensburg Memorial Grove Park, where a living memorial stands. 25 myrtle trees for each of the 25 lives lost. County Executive Aisha Braveboy released a statement today in honor of the people killed in these attacks. It reads in part, in Prince George's County, countless individuals were directly or indirectly affected by those devastating events. Braveboy continues to say, our hearts go out to those who experienced such a tremendous loss. We are with you and we will never forget. And guys, memorial ceremonies have been happening throughout the day to pay tribute to those who lost their lives. I'm Noel James for CTV News.
All right, Noel, thanks so much for that report. And we will always remember those who lost their lives and the sacrifices of our first responders. Meanwhile, the White House is speaking out after the death of a 19-year-old Maryland woman, calling it a heinous act of violence. Prince George's County Police have charged Hugo Hernandez-Mendez with first and second degree murder in the killing of Dakara Thompson. She had been missing since August 23rd, and the case has ignited national debate over immigration policy after authorities confirmed Hernandez-Mendez was in the country illegally and had previously faced drunk driving charges.
As soon as we saw this case, we ensured that the Department of Homeland Security and the Department of Justice were on it, and I can assure you that they are. This is another heinous act of violence against someone who should have never been in our country illegally in the first place, and that's exactly why the deportation of illegal criminals from our country is a top priority for this administration, and it's something that is happening every single day. And I would encourage all of you to continue to report on the very violent illegal alien criminals that we are deporting daily from American communities across the country. We will never understand how many lives have been saved by these efforts, or how many lives would have been lost if not for this president and the administration's policy to deport illegal criminal aliens.
And Governor Wes Moore has also vowed justice, promising to honor Thompson's legacy and ensure those responsible are held accountable.
Maryland Attorney General Anthony Brown announces a landmark settlement in a landlord-tenant case.
The multi-million-dollar settlement involves a multi-family rental housing complex in Temple Hills, and CTV's Katara Jones has more on that story.
That's right. After a months-long legal process, tenants who lived in unsafe living conditions at the Heather Hills apartment complex are finally getting some financial relief.
This is the largest restitution that our division has ever obtained in a landlord-tenant case.
$11.2 million. That's how much restitution the property owner and property operator of the Heather Hill apartment complex in Temple Hills will now have to pay to former and current tenants. Attorney General Anthony Brown and his Office of the Consumer Protection Division says that the Heather Hill complex violated consumer protection laws.
There are countless Marylanders, not just in Prince George's County, who suffer from landlords who refuse to or invest in the property, who neglect the property, and we're here to say we're going to hold you accountable.
Brown says the property owner and operator ran the rental complex for close to 3 years without a proper license, all while still charging rent. Some of the living conditions that the renters dealt with were simply horrible, such as mice in their units, leaking roofs, broken appliances, and even mushrooms growing in their apartments.
When residents complained, the landlords neither fixed the apartments nor made them livable. Instead, they continued to charge rent, threatened late fees, and even tried to evict tenants from homes that were never even safe to begin with. All of these actions by Heather Hill were illegal.
What will happen next? Well, Heather Hill will be required to pay back money to current and former tenants for when the property was not licensed. Current tenants will get dollar-for-dollar credits for past payments, while former tenants will get cash for past payments in about 6 months. Also, more than 200 eviction cases will be dismissed.
Former tenants, Heather Hill cannot seek to collect any unpaid amounts that they received before January 13th, 2025, which is when they got their license. And that amount is over $8.8 million. Now these families can move forward without the cloud of Heather Hill trying to seek that money hanging over their heads.
The Consumer Protection Division will also work with renters to correct their credit record. Katara Jones, CTV News.
Thank you, Katara, for that story. Brown says former and current rentals impacted can get support by calling the Consumer Protection Division's Consumer Hotline, and that number is 410-528-8662.
Well, the Prince George's County Council has voted to audit how prepared public schools are for a possible overdose emergency. The review begins immediately and runs through January of 2026. It will check whether schools have naloxone, the medicine that reverses opioid overdoses, and train staff to use it as required by state law. Council members say the move comes after parents raised concerns about nurses being split between schools. State funds will cover the medication and training, so no county dollars are needed.
The state of Maryland is working to ensure foster children have beds to sleep in. The Board of Public Works approved $465 million to expand the number of beds available for foster children. The Department of Human Services contract agreement is $279 million for a 3-year period and $186 million for a 2-year renewal. The money will be split between 31 child placement agencies statewide. The move also allows for there to be just over 2,000 more beds.
You're watching CTV News. I'm Michaela Newton.
And I'm Jonathan Hunter. Still to come, a local middle school is enforcing a new cell phone policy.
That's right. After the break, find out how they plan to enforce it. We'll be right back.
When we have the food we need, we are at our best. We push further. We rise higher. We unlock our full potential. When we are at our best, we have more to offer the world around us. When we have the food we need, we make our communities stronger. Together, we can help everyone get the food they need to thrive. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months, and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. Thanks to your donations, we're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
Welcome back. Prince George's County has a new leader guiding its planning board, and he's already rolling out new initiatives to improve how the county does business.
I was born for this role. I worked extremely hard to be in this position.
Darryl Barnes is officially the new chairman of the Prince George's County Planning Board. Sworn in July 8th after being appointed by County Executive Aisha Braveboy and confirmed by the Prince George's County Council, he's not even 100 days in his role and hitting the ground running.
We have roughly 161 walking trails in this county, countless acreage of parkland, 6 golf courses, and we even have 2 airports that we own. So it is a huge opportunity in which we're doing just this and telling our story about all the wonderful programming that we do that the residents of Prince George's County can take advantage of. And we're up for our 7th national award.
Barnes, a former Maryland state delegate and longtime entrepreneur, now leads the 5-member board that helps shape development and recreation across the county. He's also announced a new partnership with the Department of Permitting, Inspections, and Enforcement to streamline the county's permitting process, a move aimed at making it easier for residents and businesses to build and grow in Prince George's.
When you start talking about our 3 flagship locations and 6 Flags, Northwest Stadium, and Morgan Boulevard more in particularly, those are the 3 areas that we want to focus on simply because of the size and scopes of those properties.
Barnes succeeds Peter Shapiro as chair and says he's focused.
At the end of the day, it's all about how do we transform Prince George's County to become a destination for the nation? And we're working extremely hard to make those things happen. Collaboratively through all of our men and women that work for park and planning, we're working and focused on doing just that.
And Barnes tells me in Prince George's County, it used to take anywhere from 18 months to 3 years to get a project off the ground. Now, Chairman Barnes says he wants to cut that time down, aiming to have shovel-ready projects within just 6 months. Well, Prince George's police need your help identifying 3 suspects wanted for murder. On your screen is newly released video of the suspects walking near the scene of the crime. On August 20th, officers arrived at the 4900 block of Indian Head Highway and found 25-year-old Nathaniel Stephen Greer suffering from a gunshot wound. He died at the scene. A $25,000 reward is being offered for information leading to an arrest or indictment of the suspects.
Sea Pleasant police arrested 4 teens in connection to a deadly car crash from last month. This all stems from a fatal collision at the intersection of Sheriff Road and Martin Luther King Jr. Highway in Sea Pleasant back on August 26th. The victim was 35-year-old Shante Canty. Officials say the 14 boys have been charged with motor vehicle unlawful taking, unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, and theft of more than $25,000. The suspects were all arrested after they were released from the hospital. Anyone with any information can call Crime Solvers at 1-866-411-TIPS. And starting this school year, students who go to Hyattsville Middle School will have to go the entire day without their cell phone. The school is implementing the Yonder Phone Free Schools program. This requires students to lock up their cell phones, smartwatches, and AirPods in magnetic pouches when they arrive. Principal Shanita Stamper says the program will help students concentrate better during the school day. And there's growing concern with a new Department of General Services audit. The audit was critical of $410 million in lease agreements that would move government agencies to downtown Baltimore. Members of the Joint Audit and Evaluation Committee discussed the issue yesterday at a 3-hour-long hearing. General Services Secretary Atif Chaudhry says this is the first time the state is looking at all of its leased and state-owned facilities. He went on to say the plan will be updated over time.
Meanwhile, despite a strong stock market and low unemployment, cracks are showing in the U.S. economy. Job growth is slowing, inflation still high, and even cardboard boxes are sounding the alarm. WTOP reports fewer orders for boxes could mean weaker holiday sales ahead. About 80% of everything in stores is shipped in cardboard, and plants are now cutting production at levels not seen since 2008. It's not just online shopping, rather. Fewer boxes ripple through shipping, trucking, and retail. A slowdown in packaging could be one of the clearest signs yet that a downturn is coming. And still to come on CTV News, insomniacs, listen up. If you have trouble sleeping at night, something you already own could help you sleep better at night.
Find out what it could be right after the break.
My name's Stacy, I'm 57, and I was adopted in 2020.
We were adopted in 2019.
And we were adopted in 2021.
We had a house, and it sounds crazy, but it wasn't a home. The one thing that Jake and Emma brought is it became a home.
When I met Dakota, he had just turned 14.
You weren't there for the first this and the first that. I missed the first words, but we got a lot of other firsts.
Watching her say, oh my God, I cannot believe I got my license. And she's like, I passed. And I'm like, girl.
See them grow. It is.
They chose to love us. They didn't have to. They chose us. Family.
You and you.
Kids in the middle.
What I thought was a complete life was nowhere near complete, but it is now.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
Got one of these hanging on the wall? You're qualified. One of these? You're qualified too. Love a good checklist? Qualified. 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 Yep, qualified.
Because if you know how to put up anything in your home,
you're qualified to save lives by installing free smoke alarms in your community. Go to soundthealarm.org to find a volunteer event near you.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food and Safety Inspection Service is issuing a public health alert for raw sirloin beef tips due to misbranding and undeclared allergens. The recalled item is 1 pound Bianco & Sons Sweet Heat sirloin beef tips, and the product contains sesame and wheat, known allergens which are not declared on the product label. The problem was discovered by a retailer that identifies the front and back labels had different flavors listed. Anyone concerned about an illness should contact a healthcare provider.
It's time to chin up because our pet of the week is a whole family of fuzzy fun.
Say hello to Nico, Ollie, and Bluey, a family of 5-year-old gray chinchillas. who have been hopping around the shelter since September 9th.
These little guys aren't just cute, they're known for their interesting personalities, and they're ready to hop into a forever home together.
It's actually not really hard to care for chinchillas as people may think. It's almost kind of like if you're caring for a guinea pig in a way, or even like little hamster or mouse. They do eat Timothy hay and little pellets appropriate for chinchillas. Oop, hey papas. This family, because that they are owner surrenders and they are coming from a home, they are pretty social and they're not really scared or try to run away whenever you want to hold or interact with them.
So if you're ready for some fur-tastic companionship, Nico, Ali, and Bluey and their furry friends are waiting for you.
Call Animal Services at 301-780-7200.
And remember, your next fluff-tastic friend could just be one adoption away.
All right, sleepyheads, do you ever jump into bed and try to get some rest, but your body just will not let you fall asleep? Well, a new study found that people who wore socks to bed fell asleep faster and slept longer. Research shows that sleeping with socks on can help you regulate your core body temperature, which naturally drops at night as a part of your circadian rhythm. While socks may help promote better sleep, they should never be used as treatment for sleep disorders.
And if you're looking for something to do this weekend, as always, the DMV has plenty to do. For all you late night art lovers out there, Art All Night is back in DC. For 2 nights from 7 p.m. to 3 a.m., you can travel through all the 8 wards across the district and experience a variety of visual and performing art activations showcasing the city's diversity of talent. Art All Night starts tomorrow and runs through Saturday, but for more information, go to the website right there on your screen. And for you walkers out there, I'm not talking about The Walking Dead. Parks and Recreation has a guided night hike through the Patuxent River Park. You can experience the park like you've never done before. Join a naturalist-led hike and see and hear all nocturnal wildlife that comes alive at night. And finally, if you love sunsets, take advantage of Sunsets in September at the Capitol Wheel down at the National Harbor with golden hour views. You can enjoy seasonal drinks every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday through the end of September. All right, don't move. Simon Buggs has our Thursday sports page.
That's right, and I hear he's talking some Commanders football.
Stay right there, sports fans, because I have a recap for you on an exciting community event that took place last night at Northwest Stadium. Stay tuned.
CTV News.
I sat down with the interim superintendent to talk about what students and parents can expect this school year.
As students prepare to head back to school, county police are looking to fill an important safety position.
We have a lot of people fired up about supporting our children.
All 9 sororities and fraternities that make up the Divine Nine are coming together to donate for Prince George's County students.
PGCTV is rolling out their new bus tracker app that shows how students are getting to and from school.
People really want to be here. They know the great things that we're doing here.
These are kids that are literally going to change our world.
Yeah, we're excited to have 132,000 students coming back into our doors.
CTV News, bringing you news that you need to know.
All right, everybody, your Thursday sports page is finally here. Now, my Washington Commanders not only try to make an impact on the football field, but also in the community as well. And last night, the Burgundy and Gold hosted an exciting event that gave youth athletes a day they'll never forget.
It was a memorable day for the special needs community as Bank of America partnered up with the Washington Commanders to host a youth football clinic for the Special Olympics. 50 total Special Olympians from the D.C., Maryland, and Virginia areas gathered at Northwest Stadium to compete in various drills to have fun and improve their gridiron skills.
We're excited to partner with the Washington Commanders and Special Olympics to put on a clinic for the athletes that is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Bank of America and the Washington Commanders believe in building healthy, strong communities.
Among the coaches that were lending a helping hand to these athletes were Commanders legends Santana Moss, Alfred Morris, and Josh Morgan, who were all pumped up about giving back to the community.
It's always my pleasure just to come out here, man, and be a part of it. I think when you have a group of people that idolize what you do on the field, and you get a chance now to show them how some of these things that you've learned throughout your, I guess you could say your job, helps you through your everyday life. So I always look forward to it. I always look forward to just meeting some of the, the folks that come out here, and it's always been a pleasure, man, just to have fun with them.
Like even when I was here playing, I always love getting back in the community. Anything youth related, I'm there. So I mean, this is, like you said, it started off gloomy today, and I was like, I don't know about today, but now we out here. It's beautiful. I'm excited. The athletes are getting warmed up. I'm excited to be here.
It's always a beautiful thing to always give back, especially when it comes to, just this area and being in the Northwest Stadium, man. It's always just an amazing time. I'm being out here, of course, I'm with some of my former teammates, so it always brings back memories.
This was the moment of a lifetime for these athletes, and I spoke to one of the clinic attendees about what this day means to him and what he wanted to get better at coming into the clinic.
I feel like this experience has changed me in a way I couldn't really explain before in my first year, because it was only my first year here, so I didn't really have too much experience. But I feel like as of now, right now, it's been great. Yeah, learning skills and stuff like that. I was looking to get better at my catching and receiving skills, because I am a wide receiver. If I were to play football, I could play corner, safety, or wide receiver. So yeah.
Always great to see the NFL giving back. And sticking with Commanders news, the team will be at Lambeau Field tonight to take on the Green Bay Packers. Now Green Bay is coming off of a Week 1 win of their own, thanks in large part to their defense. From newly acquired player Micah Parsons to Rashawn Gary, this Packers D can give Washington some problems. And signal caller Jaden Daniels touched on what specifically makes that defense so difficult to deal with.
They're flying around. If you see the last game, man, they were flying around. They're very sound up front. They want to keep everything in front of us so they can rally and tackle and let those guys get out there to passer.
The burgundy and gold and the green and gold will kick off at 8:15. And wrapping up sports, the Washington Nationals suffered another loss yesterday to the Miami Marlins, 8-3. The Nats lead the series at 2-1. Game 4 of the series is tonight at 6:40. And that wraps up your Thursday sports page. Simon Buggs, CTV Sports, Race Hill tonight, Washington.
All right, Simon, thanks so much. Let's get a look at our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight will be mostly clear out with calm winds. Tomorrow is going to be nice and sunny start to the weekend. It'll be 80 degrees. Saturday will be mostly sunny. We're looking at a high of 82. Sunday will be mostly sunny, and we'll have a high of 85 and a low of 63.
And for our community calendar, calling all EV drivers and car enthusiasts, Drive Electric DMV is hosting a Prince George's chapter meetup. Join Drive Electric DMV for a fun and informative meetup to learn all about electric vehicles. This event takes place tomorrow from 6 to 8 p.m. in Lanham. For questions or more information, you can visit driveelectric.org. And that wraps up CTV News for now. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good night.
I'm a firefighter.
A teacher.
I'm a farmer. I'm a barber.
A waitress. A mom.
We're all part of your community. Every day we move in and out of each other's busy lives.
It's easy to take for granted all the little moments that make up our everyday.
Some are good, others not so much.
But that's life. It's when you experience a moment of uncertainty, something or someone's behavior that doesn't seem quite right.
These are the moments to take a pause.
Because if something doesn't feel right, it's probably not. It's not about paranoia
or being afraid.
It's about standing up and protecting our communities.
One detail at a time.
Because a lot of little details can become a pattern.
We
trust our instincts.
Just like you should.
Because only you know what's not supposed to be in your everyday.
So protect your everyday.
If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.